Hi everyone, it's Jennifer Hoffman, and in this little video I'm going to talk to you about what's going on today and why the energy is so scattered and why you might feel anxious and upset and really just kind of out of place, out of bounds, not grounded. And it has to do with the upcoming events this weekend. So we have the Friday presidential inauguration where Trump will be inaugurated president of the United States, and then we have the Women's March on Washington. Everyone's protesting, everyone's upset. What's really happening? Well, in order to understand what happens now, we have to look back at what's been going on for probably the last 10, 15, 20 years as we've been slowly shifting the 3D paradigms. So a 3D paradigm is a closed system. It looks kind of like this very solid ball. There's nothing that goes in, nothing that comes out, because it's a closed system and they're fear-based. So what happens when you, I have props here, what happens when you shine a light on a closed system? Well, nothing. The light doesn't go through because it's completely closed. Well, as we have been doing all this energy work and doing all our healing and growth and transformation and moving from healing to wholeness to congruence, and 2017 is the year of divine congruence. This is where we integrate our divinity into our humanity and become what we are, spiritual humans. We can't do it in this system. This system has to come apart, and it has to get disordered, and it has to disintegrate. Now, we think of the word disintegrate as something, falling apart, disappearing, but actually disintegrate means things that are integrated start coming apart. So the 3D paradigm is disintegrating. It's opening up, it's coming apart. It's becoming more like this. So when you shine a light through this, what do you see? See the light in there? That's where we're going. Well, as this starts to become this, these are fear-based paradigms. 3D is entirely fear-based. So what happens when it disintegrates? All the fear comes out because it gets replaced by new energy, and the fear has to go away. And as that fear is coming out, it's going out, everybody's feeling it. Well, the part of the fear that makes you anxious, that what you connect with, is the part of the fear that corresponds to your experience. So if you have fear in certain areas, what you'll find is you'll start feeling the fear of, well, what if everything gets taken over, or what if everything falls apart, or what if I'm homeless, or what if I lose my job? Because those are part of your experience. So when you feel that fear and something in you gets triggered, it's because you have an experience of that fear in your life at some point in time, past life or present life. But this is going to continue happening. So we no longer have a closed 3D system. That's gone away. What we have is a disintegrating 3D system that's slowly coming apart. And actually, this is happening faster and faster. There's a big attempt to push us back in to make this turn into this, and that is never going to happen. It is not possible for this to happen again once we've experienced the light, the disintegrated system, the new frequencies, the new vibrations. We don't want this anymore. But there are people who are resisting this, so they are trying to push this back together. And how do they do that? They create fear. They use the chaos to create panic. And they use the disintegrating systems to make people believe that the world is falling apart, which technically it actually really is, but it's not falling apart in a bad way, because the more you put light in this 3D system and you disintegrate it, the more it comes apart, and then it makes room for higher frequency energies. What has kind of surprised me in all of this, and I've been writing about this probably since about 2011, is we're realizing something too, that we own the creative energy on the planet. So we as humans are the master creators. And I've been writing about this. I think I first wrote about it in the 2011 predictions and the 2012 predictions, that it's our creative energy that allows this to happen, that these 3D paradigms, cease to exist. And that's why there's so much effort being made to control and manage and have power over our energy. So when we step into our creative power, we activate our divinity, and we do that through our intuition. So when our intuition comes forward, our intuition shines a light in these 3D paradigms and says, oh, look, I have new potentials, I have new possibilities, I have new awareness, Because understand the difference between consciousness and awareness. When you're conscious, your eyes are open and you're breathing. When you are aware, you not only have your eyes open and you're breathing, but you have new levels of understanding. Your energy field expands to bring in more energy. So we're moving into not consciousness, we're moving into awareness, something else that I've been writing about for a number of years, because I think that we use the word consciousness to mean awareness, and they are entirely different things. Consciousness is a 3D paradigm. Awareness is a 5D paradigm. So keep that in mind as you're kind of going through reading things by different people, and maybe some people write a lot of fear-based things. I never do, because I don't think that's very helpful. So this is disorder, and it creates chaos, but chaos just means energy that's scattered and it has no place to go. So what do? Well, you give it a path to follow. You create a path of light, which is new awareness, new understanding, new potentials, new possibilities, and you hold that light for yourself, and then that creates a frequency for the world. So what each one of us does individually, we also create that possibility for the collective, which is why it's so important to stay in your own energy, have strong energy boundaries, have strong potentials and intentions for your life, because that allows you to create this new path and to allow this to continue to expand. And that's part of also the 5D energy, is it's very expansive. So when it hits this 3D paradigm, it blows it up, because this is the result of light entering the 3D world. And then we start start being able to shine the light through that, and the more light we shine, the more this expands. And as I said, there's a lot of resistance to this by some people. A lot of people want it. Those who want it will win over eventually, but it's going to be a hard won battle. Interestingly, Trump is the 45th president. So we have 45, which is a 9, and we are in a 1 year. So here we have the endings, the nine of the last part of a cycle, and we have a brand new cycle starting. And as master creators, we get to create, because now we've unraveled these 3D paradigms. So we get to create that next step. What's important to remember now is to stay in your own energy, to keep your intentions for what you want in your life going. Because what you do in your life, you create for the world. So if you decide that you want to have joy in your life, you create that not only for you, but you expand that energy to the rest of the planet. And the more we allow ourselves to just be in our own frequency and set that frequency really high, we become these little shining beacons of light all over the planet. And there are more of us than you know. So keep your energy high. Try not to be impacted by, again, the news, the media, which is going to capitalize on the fear, to really highlight that and augment it. Sadly enough, we can't believe anything we see on television. We can't believe anything that the news reports, and that's just part of, again, these closed systems that want to keep us in that fear. Let your light shine, expand those paradigms, and keep on expanding your world. And as you do, you shine that light through it. You not only light up your own life, but you create a light for the rest of the world too. I think we're going to be in for a wild weekend, so shine on, everyone, because this is a really good time to shine those lights into practice. And we've been doing this work for so long, and we've been doing most of it kind of in isolation. Now we get to spread that to the rest of the world. Now we get to share that with everybody else. There comes a time when you have to stop the learning and start taking action, and this is one of those times. So shine on, shine brightly, and know that we're all in this together, and we're all holding the light for ourselves and for each other, for the planet, and for all of humanity. This is Jennifer Hoffman. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you on the next one.